light, love and light, love and light. Much love and light collective. It's your girl, CYNETHA Jade. Most call me love, all right? You know what? I almost forgot this part. Now, is that a synchronicity? Because I have opened the channel, all right? Somebody forgetting to celebrate. Ooh, don't let that be you, okay? It's not the highest vibe, just saying. So there's that. You guys, we have a lot to talk about, and I'm going to be mindful that I'm going to definitely allow the messages, there's many, right, to come through in kind of like maybe what's most aptly stated as legs, okay? So bear with, definitely not the normal formatting here for the session, but as spirit leads, okay? And we were talking about everything inclusive of love, all right? So there's that. But firstly, I wanted to just be mindful to make mention, you guys, we do have available to you now, collective, the super chats, okay? So if you're led to, cool, not a prerequisite to receive the message. It's most important that you come here to receive the message, okay? However, be mindful that you should be participating in an energetic exchange, okay? A high vibes one, right? We ain't got time for the other stuff, right? And so what I mean by that is make sure that you are present and engaged, okay? You don't necessarily have to come on and talk to, you know, every Tom, Dick, and Harry that you might find in the chat space there, okay? But please get what you came to get out of these messages. And I mean all of them connected to the channel, okay? I can't speak for everyone else's channel. And you know what, you guys, be mindful of from one reader to the next, depending on where they're sourcing their information from, okay? It's not me coming after anyone. It's just that when you're dealing with channelers and mediums, I can't really say simply and solely tarot readers, okay? For those wondering, I personally am not just that. I mean, maybe somebody else out there might be just that. Not like it's a contest or any one person's better than the other. It's just that when you're dealing with, again, people who channel, you got to be mindful of their own boundaries, referable to when they access the channeling and from whom, or most aptly stated, what. Okay, so that's how you get, you guys, from time to time, someone really just saying, you know, a message that you 1010% could back. And then it's like 3 days later, you're like, wait, what did they, like, what are they saying? Like, why are they suggesting that? And again, be mindful of the channeling. Okay, so there's that. And I also wanted to say, you guys, if you've yet to make yourselves familiar with the description box, please go on ahead. All right, there's a lot of information on your girl that maybe you want to know. Maybe you don't care at all about, right? But maybe you should know, okay? So depending on how that resonates with you, check the box, would you? Also, if you have yet to do so and you're here with me, you know, taking it all in, please at least hit the like button, all right? You guys, when you hit the like button, what that does is it allows YouTube to say, oh, this is a good message. All right, so please don't come here, you know, getting the good, right, and not sharing, because sharing's caring, you guys. And I'm here to share with you because I freaking love my collective, each and every one of you, whether we met 14 seconds ago or tomorrow. I said what I said, right? So serious, you guys. So thank you. You know, I'm not unmindful of my A1 day ones. Trust me. You can ask Spirit about that one. Okay. I definitely love light you as well. No person in my collective left behind, just saying, okay? Or no being, should I say, in my collective left behind. So I definitely, please, you guys, don't question that. I definitely love light my collective all the time, irregardless of what's going on or not, all right? Irregardless of how many times you contribute financially to the mission, to the channel, or not, all right? I'm just making mindful because we are, I'm sorry, I'm just making note because we are making changes underway, and some of you have asked about the chat being able to be afforded the super chats and things like that. They're now available. All right, so utilize them according to your free will. I'm not here to strong arm, you know, pocket change out of you. So there's that for anyone wondering. And also going back to the box, you guys, the reason why I'm asking you to start milling about down there, if you have yet to do so, is because maybe you don't want to miss out on some of these next steps. You guys, my Etsy is being revamped. I'm banging out pieces, and you know what? Again, sharing's caring. So I wanted to share something with you that I've been making. It is still in the works, right? But just to let you guys know, I don't do just the jewelry. I don't do just the tarot, right? I am a creator of sorts, okay? And I'm really making a sensory bag so you can hear like, right? And it's like fuzzy on the front of this, of course, crystal ball purse, right? So you know, I do a little of this, that, and the third. You might want to check it out so you don't miss anything, okay? It's not me being on some sort of soapbox or trying to say, look at me, look at me. I'm just letting you know what I create. Maybe you want to be part of that type of divine energetic exchange as well, all right? If you take a look at the Etsy and do find something of substance that definitely will assist with your keeping your vibe high. I don't even want to say raising it, right? Do I want to say raising it though? Because that's a little synchronistic high key of today's message. And you guys, I'm being guided to get right into it. Um, in this new energy, right? Especially with the 222 portal being opened, okay, since the 2nd and continuing on to the 22nd. Really definitely do want to allow my personal utopia to be a thing too. You guys, I'm not capable of sustaining the guidance as well as even just keeping you guys amped up about creating your own if I'm not doing the same, right? So long story short, if I'm being honest, I most likely have been overgiving of myself, my gifts, my talents, and abilities to some degree here. And so I think that I too ought to learn some lessons. So we're going to be doing some things a little bit differently right now. And you know what? I trust that my people that truly are my people, right? The high vibe tribe that we are creating here will definitely understand that. So bending over backwards for the free yes nos, not really a thing, okay? When I ring the bell is when I ring the bell. If you guys have been coming on, and I feel like it's not many, right? But if you guys have been coming on simply and solely for that, and that's the only reason why you're attached to the collective, you're free to move on. All right. In love and in light, of course. Okay. But the stagnancy, connecting to anything that myself as well as my collective does here, is no longer a thing in this timeline. So, continuing, all right, you guys, you literally need to get this baked in, okay? Your breath connects you to the life force energy, all right, of the ultimate creator. So, when's the last time, though, that you were grateful for it? Some people are crying out to God, as it were, to be able to do just that. Right now, you guys, you are and always will be surrounded by angels, okay? But you're being asked to essentially, with this, come home in your body, excuse me, come home to your body, and it is safe for you to shine, as well as it's okay to feel what you need to feel, is being, again, some form of command that you essentially, again, let the truth be baked into your mental space, your heart space, your physicality, right? And of course, inclusive of your spirit, your consciousness here, okay? Because that is the cheat code as well as command, right? There could be some significance to the letter or initial of C here, okay? You're being asked to essentially honor yourself as the sacred vessel that you are, right? See how divinity is always connected to your within space, okay? So as long as you connect your consciousness to your within space, You're always going to find God. You're always going to find Goddess. You're always going to find divine truth, divine inspiration, and divine guidance, okay? And truth is your teacher, all right? So what I'm seeing in current energies, you guys, collectively, you're ferreting through some truths. It's like, oh, old truth is not truth, and new truth is scary, perhaps, right? Okay, well, new truth is scary because you just weren't rocking with it as long. It's not that it's any less of a truth, and it's not that it's an unsafe truth, okay, to be clear, right? So what all ever truths you've had to essentially sacrifice here in order to take on the actual truth, all right, you know what you got going on, honey bun, all right? I got a stack this thick. You want me to go all down all the rabbit holes? I don't think so, all right? Not on the live, okay? We're not going to be here for 3 days. But your mind collective is an altar to source energy, and you are protected by source. See how you are so basically essentially inside of source and source inside of you kind of vibes, right? Like there's no severability, cannot get around it. You could pretend. Is that the truth though, just because you're pretending? Clear your energy field, all right? Right now, a lot of people are realizing, oh, wheat sifting from terror, right? And then on the other side of the coin, they're realizing where they now reside in that field of wheat, as it were. Again, timelines lopping off, disconnecting. Okay, vibrational frequencies requiring change. There is something about the flow state that seems like it's like how you know if you're like right on target if you got used to riding some of the tallest waves and some of the darkest night skies, right? That's the flow. You are protected. Let your inner, what does it say? Fire warm you, not burn you. So you get the power of like free will and choice and stuff, right? And divinity. So therein perhaps could be the risky behavior, right? Or the potential for risk. Not really necessarily with divine forces backing you, but perhaps your own power, or dare I say, the new truth, the enlightened part of your power, how you just are. Okay? How you just are what? The light of the world. You may add to your daily affirmations the following: I am that I am. You are supported on this path, okay? Something about forgiveness kept coming through. There's another card somewhere in here about this, all right? Forgiveness is not, some divine affirmation, right? Ooh, I don't even want to say that it would ever be. That the other person's right and or, even deserving of said freedom. However, you are on the right side of karma and you definitely deserve freedom. So go on ahead and forgive. You're saying, I can't. And I need you to know, in the throes of that moment, of that mentality, you are giving up your potentiality. You're giving up the good life, perhaps. You're giving up flow. And you are clinging on, laying claim to stagnancy. Okay, so now that you know that, right? Like, I'm not saying it's not all like emotional to even like get the wheels turning about this, but now that you know that, won't you please choose you and forgive? Maybe you've got to forgive yourselves for the time or times that you ignored the obvious, right? Like, are you a little mad at you for that? You'd have to check. I'm not projecting it onto you, collective. Please be clear. Love and light, Danielle. Love and light, country. Projection. I mean, the only way you should be projecting at this point is forward, not onto anyone and not onto self, forward towards the path. And again, what did we just talk about regarding your path? Let's see here, just to be clear. Well, you were supported. You were supported on your path. What else about your path? Hold on, because I know I saw it. That's so funny because I know I saw it. It said you are right on target. You are right on the path. But I don't... Did it fall? Is that what happened? Am I geeking out on the live stream? Wait, what is this? Nothing just happens, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I think I saw this card yesterday. I think it was, right? I know I saw this card before. And I was like, oh, card fell down, right? Right now I'm trying to figure out where the hell the card exists. Maybe I channeled that, though, with this card. Forgive me. I mean, you can read it again, though. I didn't make the card, but, like, seriously, the message stands, just saying, right? And nothing just happens. This card is from a previous live stream. So if you don't recognize this card, go on ahead. I dare you. Check out the other live streams. Please watch those advertisements, all right? Look somewhere else if you gotta. But please and thank you, okay? It really helps your girl out, and so that I can someday again put more finances into some of the materials used. And you know, it is what it is. All right, so soul connection. We know, even in that previous live stream, those that were there, that this card came out as confirmation that you are not being able to be separated by divine. All right, whether you call divine God, goddess, Abba, all right, or more. There could be some significance to the song. Father Abraham had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just clap along 2 times. Like, I don't know. I used to sing that in Sunday school, right? But there's some significance to realizing, like, okay, we are all part and parcel of Creator, the ultimate, all right, the divine. And so even when you kind of break down some of those down this rabbit hole, but type of songs, you can realize exactly some of these spiritual laws and principles that were being remarked on through some simple lyrics. Okay, so definitely pay attention to the lyrics around you. Okay, you wanna do that anyways, because what if they're word cursing the atmosphere and you're all just like, oh, but the 808s, ooh, 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 douche, douche, douche. You're in the desert, like with the freaking no, okay, because that's not always worth that. Okay, you know what I mean? Like you want to go even to a concert where they're word cursing you, or even performing rituals. Like, why? Can't you just bless yourselves with your own mouths and make your own music? Yeah, you could, if push came to shove, if it was absolutely necessary, right? But also, you could just be mindful of what all you're connecting to through the realm of music, and shift accordingly if necessary. Your breath connects you to life. It is okay to feel what you need to for now, right? But what's not okay is for you to allow fear, which is not really a feeling, okay, to allow you to produce feelings, okay, that you kind of allow to stagnate you. And I have to say it that way. I'm not trying to bully anyone here, right? You are powerful enough to allow and or deny. Now, what will you? Some people are so quick to want to check others outside of them, and really all you need to do is check you, honey bun, so everyone outside of you can follow along. Truth, okay? So embrace the unknown, and the law of attraction is working in your favor. Many of you have been intending to implement the law of attraction, and others have been implementing the law of attraction. Okay, so whichever category you fall in here, it's not a test, it's not even a contest. Okay, just saying. But you don't want to be the one missing the boat on this, right? Look at even just the idea that is produced by the imagery here, as simple as it is. You don't want to miss any of that. Like, maybe like some of the section on the left there, you could deal with that. Are you sure though? Because the thing is, you're supposed to embrace the unknown, which means you have no idea what all you're freaking giving up, and or getting, depending on which category you can lump yourselves into. Just saying. All right. So with this embrace the unknown, the card states life can feel like a roller coaster of unexpected curves and sudden drops, but this is the nature of the ride. You know that flow? Ooh, I know. The magic happens in the unknown, though. So throw your hands into the air and surrender to it. You might not understand why you were picking up speed or slowing at each turn. But know everything you experience is preparation for the next phase. What's the next phase? Bam, all of this. You only want some of it, though? None of it? You don't want any of it? Because you'd have to act like it, then you'd have to talk like it and think like it. Again, law of attraction. The law of attraction is a powerful tool for manifestation. You attract more of what you focus on. So by making positive thoughts the center of attention in your life, you draw in opportunities to experience additional good fortune. So Spirit's asking me to out myself. So yesterday, I think it was, I had like a moment, right? Love and light Osiris, love and light Kiki Law. Your girl had a moment, right? This is like TMI, but I'm being asked to share. Okay, so talking about keeping your thoughts positive, right? So I know. Thank you for liking, babe. Thank you. So I know, like, okay, I see what the game is, right? Keep your vibe high. Uh-huh. I also understand spiritual warfare, and I also understand being tested. Because you guys, to some degree, you guys are assuming that some of the things you've been ferreting through is simply and solely spiritual warfare. And it's like, honey, you asked to be tested like this, okay? Because you said you wanted to work with so and such and such in the spirit. Also, in your soul contract, you know that you're supposed to, right? That. Okay, so you all know what you are facing and ferreting through and going through and failing and overcoming, right? All right, so me too, okay? And this is why you don't see me on a soapbox. I don't even have a freaking microphone. I will never say I know everything. I will never know everything probably in this incarnation while I'm on the earth plane. You know what I'm saying? And you too, it's okay. We're not here to know everything. That's why we come on the other side of the veil type of energy here when we are entering into this realm, irregardless of the incarnation. Okay, irregardless of how wise we truly are. Okay, and so that's kind of why, you can just kind of bet on one thing. You're not going to know everything always and in all ways, while here at least. Okay, I'm not here to word curse and say ever, 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 right? But while here. All right. So long story short, your girl's patience was tested. Like, what are you talking about? What are you saying? All right. Because I was in like 3 freaking lines because I kept moving, trying to like strategize. I really had to pee, you guys. And I was like, lately, like any store that I've ever like known ever that normally had like a public restroom, it's like a no-go now. Like, hell no. Like, they will watch you bleed out. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna use their facilities. So I kind of made an assumption, made an ass out of myself too. I guess I'll say that part too. I mean, it is what it is. But and so I was in a store. Long story short, I should have known because I was there like a few days prior with my friend, and we actually used the facility, but it totally slipped my mind. And I was like regimented on like, okay, the next stop is when I'm going to use the public restroom there. Like, it's the next stop. And I was in a location that was like literally freaking next to that next stop. Let them like eat me. So I'm like all like stubbornly like holding on to this like regiment of like, okay, first location is this, the next location is that, the next location is that, like, because I was like trying to be mindful of the time I was going to go out in that evening, and I didn't want to like overtax myself. Long story short, the freaking line, the circumstances kept changing and I had to move again. And I was like, oh my God, like this is like the 3rd line. And then I kid you not, you guys, hear me out. The woman that was checking out, checked out, okay, paid for her shit, and then turned right around and was like, oh, how much for the lighters? And it's pouring down rain on like what seemed like a tin roof, but it was like one of those like warehouse type of, you know, whatever they got going up there. And it was like coming down in sheets. So, you know, when you already have to pee and then it's like raining cats and dogs, like literally. It's like, oh my God, oh my God. Like it was too much. So I just started like, instead of like the old me would have probably just like straight bitch somebody out. You know what I mean? So I just was like, you know what? It's great. Like I win because this is fun. Like I just started talking like against any kind of negative thought that really wanted to try to like really fuck with my vibe. Like I could have went down to down so fast. Right? So I was like, no, we're just gonna positive this out. And then so the cashier and the lady are like looking like, okay, like this is, you know, and I'm like, no, it's fine because like I'm gonna get through this line exactly when I'm supposed to get through it. Like I probably seemed crazy, but I had enough and I was like, I'm not gonna lower my vibe. You know what I'm saying? I was like being stubborn in that instead of being stubborn in like what was the obvious, which was like this is a shitty circumstance kind of thing, right? And I get it. There's so many more worse circumstances that I myself have been through. So to be clear, I'm not acting like this was something that was like life threatening to but it hurt because I was like, I gotta pee, right? So then I'm like, do you, something just told me like, just ask them, like, just ask them. Cause I was like, this point, I don't know if I'm going to make it to actually like ring out plus walk through the rain, get to my car and drive to the next location before I pee. So I was just like, I blurted out like, okay, after I said my positive, like anti-affirmations of what were trying to be the affirmations of the moment. And I asked if they had a public restroom and they're like, oh yeah, it's right across. And from that moment on, I was like, you know what, my affirmations like did work because I was like, I win. Like I literally at one point while I was like working through the little program, like reprogramming I should say, I literally was like, it's fine because I win, like I'm good, like I was like, I'm supported, like it's, you know, because if I would have rocked with fear, what if I actually like stood there and you know, people were thinking, okay, maybe your water broke. So anyway, long story short, both the cashier and the woman that was like taking forever and then had to like turn around and buy a lighter on top of it were like super like nice and like super just like, oh, the lady was like, okay, I will hold your bags that way you can get going. Like they were, you know, very concerned and it was like a caring moment. So the whole energy switched and I'm taking notes because I'm like, yeah, you know what, the old me by the time I left there probably would have been like pissed off and pissy. You know what I'm saying? And had a bad day. But I just refused. I was like, no, there's no way that this has to be this because it's not this. I win. And I did. So I'm sharing not because I think that it's great to have like moments, but shit. I mean, it's great to get through them and win. Right? So I say all that to say too, you guys, I'm not unmindful that you don't go through stuff. I mean, I see it in the cards. I feel it. Spirit, you know, communes with me. I send love light. You guys have no idea. I'm not on the live stream. Why should it take a live stream for me to do that? For my collective. I love you guys. We're connected. And so if I can say that to you, how much more would Source say? You know what I'm saying? Like you are even more connected to Source energy. So make sense of that as you will, but you really need to make sense of it, you guys, so that you can get these favorable results, so you can get this help that is coming, so you can get the life of ease, the success, okay? You guys, as you're moving through these experiences, you are moving away from your self node energy, and that's great. You are right on target. You are on the right path, okay? This is a heavy theme. And what I want you guys to do is, you know, whether you know it or not, maybe it's been a while, go on ahead, Google, you know, how to find what your south node is, right? So that you can understand and have confirmation of all that you've climbed out of. And then mentally, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, and otherwise, okay? Because that's what's going to really be the sum and substance of what your south node energy represents, okay? And just the same, you're going to want to know your north node so you can see exactly how you're right on target. You are, many of you, living out of the north node energy anyhow, okay? But it's really nice to get the confirmation, you guys, so that you really kind of, keep that oomph going to get the job done, to actually win at this, okay? To reprogram some of that negative stinking thinking, to calm down aspects of the flesh, as it were, right? Because people will try it. Also, people are just unaware. They're not necessarily present. And so a lot of times, if you're not doing the preventative maintenance, if you're not doing the soul growth work, right, you might walk around thinking everything has everything to do about you, when really people just have their heads up their ass. It has nothing to do with you. And often people love their head up their ass because they don't enjoy the life that they live. Instead of winning, instead of reprogramming some of that negative thinking, instead of getting stubborn in faith, instead of stubborn in fear, right? They just rock around like that. And you've got to be mindful, all right? Because it's going to save you guys a lot of heartache on the back end, thinking, well, it was about me. Well, they just, and guess what? Sometimes, not going to lie to you, collective, it is about you. You're too much. You're too great. You're too divine. And so demons can't really just stay around like that. Should they? Hell no. So where's the problem? All right. Now we're talking abundance, but here's the sitch. Somebody's not trusting in it. I'm not projecting on to anybody. You know if this is your aspect of the reading. What is at stake here? Again, success. What else? Miracles. Don't you want that? You don't want this? I mean, I'll take it if you don't. Wait, you should have this. You're worthy and deserving. And even the divine sees it that way because they make cards about it with which to share to you. Pay attention. All right. Get this illumination. Get this encouragement. All right. Because what you can't do any longer, babe, is rock with the impatience. Impatience, like offense, the energy, everything's energy, you guys, is a blessing blocker. You don't want this. You don't want that. You're okay with not having the left section of the. Really? Because you don't even know what all is in here. And it's all great, right? Understatement. Some of you really need to work on that forgiveness, whether it's for someone, for yourself, and or for the divine. All right? Because the divine wants you in your energy, dare I say, lifestyle of fulfillment. Fulfillment of what? Oh my goodness. Well, what have you been desirous of, right? Notice I didn't say who first. Gone are the days where we aren't unmindful that sometimes when we ask for someone, that's not always the highest vibrational someone to ask for. And so if and when you should not ever receive someone, must be a reason for that, a divine reason for that. Must be part and parcel of the wishes fulfillment package. And you're going, no, 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 because I wanted Sarah, I wanted Susan, I wanted Tom. Okay. But here's the sitch. Nobody said that the divine universe didn't put in the most glorious aspects of Susan or Tom or anyone else when they gave you the one that you are to be with. Okay. And we're going to be talking about love today too. Please know you are protected. Whatever you are desirous of, okay, is protected. And what I mean by that is you're not always going to necessarily get what you want, who you want, and or in the ways and or time frames within which you want. And that therein is your protection as well as your freedom. Fly. All right. You've got to choose to fly so that you don't stay outside of the zone of wishes fulfillment, outside of the zone of illumination, outside of the zone of ease and flow. Okay? You got new beginnings here. You don't want them? You're just so great with the toxic and angst-riddled comfort zone. So your nervous system got a little addicted to the spikes there. Mm-hmm. Um, Now that you know that, though, and same deal, it's not the highest vibrational situation. What will you choose? Do you want the new beginning? Do you want this? Then you better take action accordingly. Talk like it, live like it, be thankful like it, learn like it, grow into it like it. Okay? So, right now, again, solitude is required. Why? You got to usher in this change, baby. You're co creating. The mind's not doing it all for yourself without you. Again, there's no severability. So that makes sense. Okay. So allow that to enlighten you because that is truth. All right. Get still. Might be some significance to a swan. Love and light, cat goddess. Get this inner peace. All right. Inner peace is always within you. It is your choice, chance, and opportunity right now to bring it forth. And you've got the power to do it. And if you question that, please know you are questioning the actual life force energy of that of the creator. And so maybe therein lies the root of the problem, if you were looking for one. Shouldn't have one though, either way. So work on that. Okay. Ask for help if you gotta, but release. Okay. Could be some significance between now and the fall time. I'm hearing Abel, who is formerly known as the Weekend, sing something to the effect that I come alive in the fall time. The truth is, irregardless, you know what's so funny, you guys? I don't know if you'll see this. This card almost appears blurry. Like the way that it's been depicted, it almost is giving blur, right? But yet we're talking about truth and we're talking about grounded truth, like actual truth, not just perceived truth. There's a difference. But the truth of the matter is, whether you can see that right now or not, you can start to choose to see it right now if you'd like to. Okay, is that you definitely, maybe somebody's name is Devin, are blanketed with security here. Okay, and protection by the divine. Same deal for your new beginnings. Same deal for whatever the hell this means. Okay, whatever you're looking for and desirous of, and or manifesting. So focus. Okay, on again projecting forward focus. All right, focus just the same on the power that you carry. All right, so the power that you possess as well as the power that backs you. Okay, as you do this, the divine are saying, whether LGBTQ plus community or not, all right, it's giving a promise about this because a rainbow also does tie into Marduk's promise. Okay, that's it's not the ultimate creator, but I have to say Marduk because it's a biblical reference. Long story short, very long story short, there could be some significance to you coming out of the religious sect community, specifically Christianity. Um, Either way, your high vibe tribe, all right, is coming to you now. You are attracting them in, all right? You are, in the meantime, coming to a close of a cycle wherein you were expected to and did, though. So you got to catch up to the actual realization, though. So serious. I'm going to say it again. You already have been well underway at doing this. Okay, you're being asked to catch up to the conscious awareness of it so that you can again celebrate. Maybe that's that celebration you've been missing out on. The fact that you have and did heal chaos. And so, you know what that means? That means miracles. That means new beginnings. Okay, that means definitely on the great side of karma. All right, maybe there's some significance to, is it Tony the Tiger or Frosted Flakes? Okay, I think he says that. Great. And you're at this gateway right now with the 222 portal. Could be some significance to unicorns. Could be some significance to Utah. For those struggling with trying to forgive the asshole, okay, it isn't about being right, it's about doing the right thing. Who cares if they can't get their is it ninny muggins? I want to say ninny muggins. Ninny muggins. Is that like an elf reference? Maybe there's some significance to the Christmas time. Or Will Ferrell. Is that you? No, let me stop. But who cares if the other person, people, organization cannot wrap their head around what is the truth? Because they're rocking with the truth that they choose. Because there's a difference. Okay. You're not here to save everyone. Divine got that. Okay. If you're out there trying to save everyone, I need you to know you're out there telling everyone, including divinity, that you don't believe that its backing is enough. You don't believe that its agenda is something that will do anything beyond fail. So watch that, because divine's watching and you are divinity, right? So are you word cursing the whole situation? Because don't be that one. You know what I'm saying? Then you want to what? Turn around and get all angsty towards God. Interesting. Not high vibes and not something you should be doing. I'm just saying it's interesting. If you, I wouldn't, you got to watch. Okay, we're in the new earth. I know many of you understand the power of expression in its most authentic form towards source, right? I need you to know there's been a shift now. Could you imagine, you guys, if you graduated high school and then the next year you just came back, right? You didn't even want to repeat 12th grade, you wanted to repeat 10th. And then when explained like that's not a thing, you didn't understand. That would be like the epitome of what I just spoke about, but regarding the divine, which trumps any learning institution. Okay, so please be mindful. It is always okay to ask for guidance when the way is unclear. You're being guided to get into the still now, get into the present space, get into your body. All right, of course, utilizing the consciousness, the awareness, and power of your higher selves now. This is who you are in the new earth. Welcome, congratulations, celebrate, be grateful. All right. Success isn't what you have, it's what you do with what you have. And so this is the juncture you're at right now. Well, here's a sitch. It gets better because with the portal energy, and I will be mindful to share more with the group on Facebook. So if you've yet to join the Facebook group, okay, if you're saying you're not on Facebook, okay, maybe talk to some of the people on the lives who are part of the group and try to play catch up that way. Different strokes for different folks, and I get different platforms going, and there's always something you can get out of all of those platforms. So if you want to use your free will to get that, cool. I support that, right? And if you don't, you want this, I don't know how else to say it any plainer. But success really is who you are at this point, you guys. And unless and until you really understand that and live like it and think like it and talk like it and correct yourselves like it, perhaps, you won't be afforded opportunity to see that any more clearly than you're being asked to see it now. All right. But the caveat there is if you should choose to see the clarity, as it does exist for you, okay, maybe on the other side of some meditation, maybe on the other side of some slowing down, rest, rejuvenation, right? Maybe on the other side of some fun, maybe on the other side of just being in the now space, in the flow state, okay? But this is something that is part and parcel of your birthright package success. You and success go hand in hand. Gone are the days where anyone should be able to make you feel like a failure, inclusive of your own selves. You are powerful enough to do that, I suppose, but I don't like to talk about that too much because I really don't want anything to be misconstrued as to my guiding you into doing just that. All right? You guys work on the patience though. Hello, hey. Don't come for your girl. Me too, okay? Work on the patience though, because they're in on the other side of overcoming that hurdle. Again, is an abundance of blessings, miracles, wish fulfillment, happiness, joy, the good stuff, the good life, okay? What you are to experience in your utopia that you're co-creating with Source right now on the new earth. Makes sense, okay? This is all lining up, just saying, all right? Confirmation. I want you to know right now I'm receiving a message, and so I'm really taking this as a synchronicity about love. The divine loves you. You know, whether you know their name, all aspects of their existence, as well as self, you are very much loved. I can't sit here and tell you that everyone around you feels the same, but I am very mindful to be obedient to spirit when that message comes through. You are very loved, you guys. Okay. And you know what? I'm being guided to get into this for those that weren't aware. Speaking of synchronicities, and this does tie in again with today's message, you guys. I'm not here to waste anyone's time. To be clear, this is the message. All right. So, long story short, I was in the card section the other day and looking at some cards and picked up this card from Hallmark. And, you know, Spirit's basically like, this is the sentiment for anyone that comes across your channel, for anyone that is part and parcel of the High Vibe tribe. Okay. Like, my actual people. All right, to be clear, I'm not here for the karmics just wanting to reside in Karmicville and project on to God's chosen, the universe's highest vibrational light beings. Okay, however you subscribe here, right? And the sentiment is as follows, irregardless of whether you are intending to receive a message from the angelic realm, your ancestral, ancestors' presence, and or source, life force, creation, creator energy. The sentiment is you do so much. You do it so well. You do us so proud. And the inside of the card, you do know you're so awesome, right? Okay, so please feel the love. You have permission. It's not a falsity. I know many of us have experienced love in its variable forms of falsities. The divine creator, the divine realm, the angels, all right, and or ancestors, etc., etc., etc. I'm not here to bring any type of falsity at all towards you. And of course, that does include any aspect of love and or being loved and your perception of that. Okay. So whatever forgiveness you've got to forgive, whether it's for you or for you, regardless of how many other people are attached to whatever incidents, whatever offenses that you are literally lopping off right now to lighten yourselves up, you know, it's going to be worth it to forgive, okay? Because you're going to get so much more than you bargained for here. To be clear, this isn't a depiction of simply and solely what you've asked for. Again, it's part and parcel of the unknown because it's so much more. Like in a great way. Like you don't want to miss it. I'm just so serious. I'd rather you have it, you guys. I'm not even here to take this from you. I know I joke and I say, I'll take it if you don't want it. You better get this. To be clear. All right. Your soul will find those you are meant to experience life with. Please don't doubt that. All right. We're here together, aren't we? All right. So allow this channel to be the tangible evidence that it is of the divine's love for you. Okay. Here's the card, you guys. Thank you, Spirit. I was like, am I geeking out? I mean, even if I was, you still are on the right path. Okay. They made cards about it. You are supported on your path because you are on the right path. Listen to the voice within when it persists. Okay, you guys. You can't be in them streets or in them sheets, missing signs and synchronicities. Okay, it's gonna be like, lives at stake. Just saying. But you are supported, okay? And you've got abundant opportunities, favorable results coming your way. That's for sure. Irregardless of the roller coaster ride flow state that's being asked of you, okay? It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. And guess what, you guys? It's necessary. The divine's not putting us through hoops just to be, munching on some popcorn somewhere. It's part and parcel of the divine right strategy that sometimes the flow has to look like hell to the no, kind of. That don't make any kind of logical sense. Exactly, because the divine doesn't restrict itself simply and solely to logic. And we ought to be grateful for that. Could you imagine how restricted we all would be on a whole if that were the case? Gosh, that'd be like the divine shooting ourselves in the foot before we could even get a shot up to bat about doing just that or having the choice in the matter. And dun da da da, here's the whole freaking stitch right here in this one card. All right, we're going to get into it. But I'm mindful that you guys have been hanging out with me for a minute. And We're going to ring the bell. For those that know what to do, please do so according to the live stream rules, you guys. All right. Because it's just a much more pleasant stream that way. If I do say so myself, just saying. And yes, happy Independence Day to those celebrating. I think at this point, the holiday is just ironic. That's just my personal thoughts. But I digress. And I personally believe freedom should be celebrated every day. I think that's part and parcel of this message, you guys. How are you guys seeing that you are free? Because, I don't know that you'll feel, I don't want to say that, but some of us do understand that you can't really look to your neighbors or even some of those that you call friends or acquaintanceships, to be able to tell you how you are free. If anything, there are a lot of people focused elsewhere, right? Even searching for freedom. So, you guys, we've been at this almost an hour. So I would appreciate you guys popping the question in. If not, I'm going to go on and continue with the message. So as not to delay us any further, because I still have 3 pals to get to, and we didn't finish the first leg of the message. A lot came out, you guys. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do my part. So thank you for doing your part, collective. Okay, so I don't know if I'm lagged, you guys. I don't see anybody in the chat, and I don't want to make the video any longer than it ought to be, right? So I'm going to continue with the message from Spirits of Oracle Nature. Hello. Spirits of Nature Oracle. And we've got the card Cave, indicating initiation. You guys listen up. This is really important stuff. And I want to focus on what we're here to focus on, which would be messages from the divine realm, right? Okay. All right. A cave, also called a cavern, is a natural opening in the earth, one that has an entry point sometimes large enough for a person to enter. In all cultures throughout history, caves are prevalent motifs in myths and legends. Going into a cave is considered an entry to the womb of Mother Earth, a place of creation, as well as life and death. Caves can also represent the subconscious, where stored or repressed memories and instinctual drives are contained until they are ready to make themselves known to the person's conscious awareness. And you guys, you may have been going through the ringer here the past few days. All right, energy may feel like it's zapped. I get it. Okay, because you guys have been asked by the divine, even Mother Gaia, as it were, with the agenda and changing of the guards and timeline, right? And ascension, okay, have been asked to look at some previous events, have been recalling previous events, maybe even unknown to you, that are quite tumultuous, perhaps quite emotional, and you're being asked to allow for the healing to ensue. Again, if you've got to forgive, please, that is your right to do so in order to be free. Okay. Throughout history, caves have served as a place for many sacred rites of passage into another world, such as an initiation for shamans or other developmental ceremonies like coming of age rituals. Once you've entered the darkness of the cave, the initiation and transformation begin. And so this is part and parcel of the current energies that we are being faced with, because of actively co-creating New Earth, which we all know, most of us here, is a conscious based effort to include aspects of the subconscious. All right. That's why it's really great to do the preventative maintenance, folks. And Christina Lopes, last name spelling Lopes, comes to mind. Phenomenal YouTuber, I do not have an affiliation with. She doesn't know me from a hole in the wall, to be clear. But my guides are telling me to again remind you of her channel's existence, because I think there are some videos, content that can assist you with really kind of wrapping your head around some of these spiritual principles, yes, but also some of the energies you're facing, okay? And truthfully, I share on my channel what I know works. And honestly, in the year 2020, she essentially was my guide. Like, I had no awareness that that was going to be the case. She has no awareness to this day, most likely, that that was the case. Very grateful for her. And so, it just is what it is, you guys. I'm not going to back anything or say anything here that I personally don't know to be the case or the truth in the matter. All right. And I feel like same deal for her. So there's that. You are forced to confront your fears, collective, while simultaneously discovering newfound abilities, faith, and courage to deal with any situation. When you exit the cave, you are a different person than when you entered. All right, so this card's message, and I'll hold it up again, just so could be some significance to the color blue and or green. Although at times you have felt overwhelmed, collective, by the darker period you have experienced recently, this very challenging cycle has created the opportunity to confront and embrace those inner demons, the shadowy elements in yourself that have been hiding behind the mask of your practice persona. The task of acknowledging these shadows without shame or self criticism has continued throughout this period, and now you have a greater capacity to be aware of them and know that they no longer hold power over you. Having met and overcome these darker forces, you are now emerging into the world of light, significantly changed. Welcome to the new earth. You have been rebirthed, collective, into another cycle of your life, one of even greater spiritual depth and conscious awareness. This initiation that you've gone through to this present phase has led you to a greater appreciation and awareness of how spirit operates. You know you are supported with an abundance of compassion and with an abundance of compassionate spirit guides, signs, and omens. And they are critically important in your renewed commitment to lead a spiritually directed life. Okay? Again, cannot get around it, okay, because you are spiritually connected. Make sense? So, part and parcel of that, I'm sorry, what did it say? Spiritually directed life is this. Don't you want it? Okay. The individual epitomizes the universe came out for you, as well as life is a circle from childhood to childhood. And there could be some significance to the aesthetic of this female appearing person and or these female appearing people. Okay. There could be some significance to the numbers 26, which reduces down to a beautiful aligned 8. Okay, beautifully abundant 8. All right, and maybe you guys noticed the new 8s for the channel. Just bring it in, that abundance energy for us all. All right, sharing's caring. And be mindful. I'm hearing to say, please do not restrict yourself. Some of you are like trying to overthink ish, like how could I make sense of it, to the point where you're being the restriction. Get into the flow state. Okay, ask for assistance, ask for signs. We talk about it all the time. You guys are getting signs. I don't know, you'd have to check if you're always looking for them, and not such to the point where you do nothing else. I'm just saying, are you present? Are you paying attention? Are you tapped in? Are you intending to be? All right. How do you get anything done without the intention? Well, usually in those cases, it's not anything you wanted to have been done or happened or experienced. I didn't mean to. I didn't intend to, right? Okay, so don't live your life to the point where you got to be sorry because you didn't intend anything, right? You've got power. Use it. Where exactly does your influence on life end? You'll never know the full power of consequences of your actions and choices. Uh, So enhance the whole of life today through your actions. Okay. And again, the card states the individual epitomizes the universe. You are in charge here. All right. This is you co creating your version of utopia. And it is a conscious effort that is being asked of you to action out right now. Childhood to childhood, all right? Life is a circle from childhood to childhood. Childhood to childhood means a spiral of new beginnings. Can't get around it, just saying. Relationships begin anew every day. Give your attention today to renewing a relationship, initiating another spiral of life into a life that you share with someone. And so that leads us to the love aspect, okay, of our session. And I'm going to ask you guys at this point to get a little interactive so I know you're still with me and awake, okay? Pick a number from 1 to 3. And I don't really have any markers. I guess I could do... Let's see. Okay, we'll do this again. I feel like I'm always picking these, but this will be pile number 1. For this portion, the love portion, pile number 2. And or pile number 3, okay? So pile number 1, you guys, here's the sitch. We got the 2 of Wands leading to the Emperor. Maybe somebody knows somebody who wears... I almost saw those as braids hanging down the Emperor's sides of the face there. Maybe somebody wears like your... I don't know, it's kind of giving... I don't know, I'm kind of seeing like a Latina or Hispanic male, like very fair skinned and has like these braids coming down. Maybe there's some significance to someone you know and or love that could have a similar aesthetic. Doesn't have to be the case, you guys. But we are talking about an emperor. Okay, so this could be somebody that is older than you. It doesn't have to be the case. They could have children and or be an authority figure and or an authority figure over children. Doesn't have to be the case. They could be, in business of sorts. And you're being asked to essentially balance your passion about this person. I'll say it that way. All right. We've got the 7 of Swords and the Moon card energy. And I hate that for you. Okay, I don't like this. Because this is really talking about how the energies, the true nature of this Emperor, okay, really may actually be. Okay, you're not perceiving it that way. And Spirit saying you need to really close out the cycle with this one, okay, and kind of get into the rest rejuvenation phase so that when you emerge, okay, with your new lease in life, with your, revamped heart space in the most highest vibrational sense of that process, long story short, you've got the 3 of Pentacles and the Lovers coming out, okay? Could be some significance to another fair gentleman here or a redhead, a ginger as it were, okay? Really collaborating, okay? Into what? Well, with the Justice card and the Ace of Cups, this is talking like you got somebody, honey, the divine's going to see to it. So again, regarding this tower, all right, you're going to want to close the cycle with that World card energy because this person is, I'm hearing they're trapping. Oh my God. Okay. Somebody's trapping here. So trap house vibes, but also what you may not know is that this person, whether they're a professional thief or not, they're going to at least steal your energy, at least manifest off your energy some pretty spectacular things. And it's giving. But don't you want that? Don't you want what you got coming to you? You know what I'm saying? And the divine wants you to get this too. So they're saying again, please close the cycle with the snake. Somebody's ancestors here are saying, basically calling this person out. They're a snake. I mean, when you got the Moon card coming out with the 7 of Swords, which 7 of Swords talks about thievery, treachery, like nothing good, right? It's giving swiper, no swiping, and yet swipes every freaking time, whether a credit card or... But I digress. Blues Clues could be... excuse me, I said Blues Clues. So that could be something significant, and I understand that the guy actually has a new podcast coming out. But I was trying to say Dora the Explorer. There is that like Latina vibes too. So maybe there is some significance with that. All right. But get into this hangman energy, because if not, you're really risking. I'm sorry, what was all this? You don't even know. Okay. So like really make it make sense. Okay. This is the good stuff, but it's so good and so great and so vast, so voluptuous mayhaps, right? That you don't even know everything that we're talking about referable to all of that. Okay. So that's what I had for pile number one. Pile number two, again, pick the bismuth. And we've got for you here, all right, we're talking the Two of Cups. So this is someone that either you are handing your cup to, right, whether you handed it or thinking about it. And Spirit saying, one second. Yeah. Um, so Spirit saying that hmm, you are not supposed to pick someone that doesn't pick you. You know, the Two of Cups is tricky, right? Because it's like the Two of Cups, some people, some readers want to make it like, oh my gosh, this is great. Like it's imagined, like everything's great. Sometimes the Two of Cups could be talking about like best friends, to be clear. Also, it could be talking about who you're dating, who is interacting with your cup kind of thing. All right. So it's not to be overly glorified here. And I kind of get that context because I'm now next looking at the Nine of Cups, and it's so interesting because the Nine of Cups, you know, off the cuff, I'm thinking, well, that's wishes fulfillment. So you'd think, yeah, like this checks out. This is the one, and it's synchronistic of what you've been ferreting through energetically. I mean, even especially, of course, obviously referable to the heart space energy in this connection. Okay, but we've got the Hierophant card coming out here with the Nine of Wands. Okay. And so with the Empress coming out on the other side of that, I'm just getting you are either undergoing a heck of a metamorphosis, or glow up is more aptly stated. And Divine is saying, listen, if you actually apply the worth and the tax, this cup ain't it. All right. So this could be a continuation like of what you already had going in pile number one. If that pile resonated with you, it doesn't have to be the case. But what I see incoming is if you continue on the path with, excuse me, with this person, all right, they're going to, you know, be passionate and everything. And, you know, they may even understand that you are very, very pleasing to the eyes, right? It's not that. It's just that they're not able to give you anything beyond the sadness in the end. Okay. And that's what you have to look to. You can't look to just the throes of passion when it's like really good and you're about to, right? Because what's at the end of that though? Was the, whatever that all means? I don't need to know. Okay. I'm just saying, was it worth it? Okay. Did you want to risk the left section of whatever the Divine's bringing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense. You got to choose you. And Divine is saying that's the truth. That's the case. Mark, maybe that's somebody's name. Mark. Mike Angel, Mike, oh my God. Archangel Michael may be of some significance. Mike, please help. No, I'm stop. But with the Page of Swords, this person that you are pondering over could be watching you, right? And uh, you could be up in your head about, you know, it's giving you feel, you could be a high yoga empath. You could be feeling this person's energy. You could be feeling the eyes on you. Okay. Spiritually, I want to say, not really like you being in public, you turn around and it's like, oh, there's Jesse looking at the back of my neck again. Right. Um, but really Divine saying, here's the sitch for you, honey bun. Irregardless, if no one ever came in, your end game, your uh ending energy, okay, doesn't have to be uh the Five of Cups, because really your worth and the amount of spiritual presence that backs you, okay, on your own you can get the bag, your wish fulfillment. Okay, you may be wish fulfillment for someone else, But the divine saying for pile number 2, you know, whoever is looking at you as wish fulfillment, you know, as they should. But as far as you to them, no, no, that's not the bag. That's not the one. Okay. All right. So pile number 3, again, the aura quartz in love, 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Magician, Ace of Wands, Queen of Swords. All right. Leading to the Four of Swords. I'm going to get to it, you guys. Death, Seven of Cups, Six of Cups, Four of Swords, Eight of Swords, Sun card, happiest card in the deck, and Four of Wands. Okay. Long story short, pile number 3. You got, you know, it's not a contest, but I really dig this pile. All right. Because here's the sit. You've been doing the work to the point where you know your worth. You've added the tax. And so you already understand that you stand at the 10 of Pentacles. Pentacles does speak to finances, windfalls of money, etc., etc. However, Pentacles does speak to right and proper self-valuation, self-contentment as well. Okay. And so you have been doing the work to get to this Queen of Swords energy. You're wiser now. You know and will no longer cast your pearls before swine now. All right, you've got this new lease on life, and you are working the spiritual laws as well as the elements, I'm hearing to say, in order to produce this utopia. You are to be congratulated. Congratulations from the bottom of my heart. All right, whoever you are. Gosh, I'd love to know in the comments. And so you've got this divine breakthrough assistance energy, right? Leading you to better days and ish, okay? Turning things around, creating your new timeline, as it were, with the new life, new beginnings type of vibes, okay? So you may resonate heavily with that aspect of today's session when we got into that as well. And long story short, this means somebody is going to be coming to you on the other side of, you know, the healing work you have done. This person is not going to, you know, kind of lead you to slaughter. They're not going to lay claim to anything that you've already built, I'm hearing to say. But also, they're not here to, or when they come, to just take from you. They will be adding. They also, with the Sun card and the Four of Wands, want to assist you with your healing and assist you with keeping your vibe high, kind of thing. And whoever I'm speaking to, you already know why it's very important to keep the vibe high, because, gosh, is this my pile? You already know to keep the vibe high because, you know, you're too wise anymore. Like, you know, like, oh, what we're not doing is standing in the dummy games line, because we don't do dummy prizes. What the fuck we want those for? Right? Ain't nobody got time for that. But this person is going to, let me see here. I want to find out more about this person, because this was like, I don't know, the best pile. And I feel like I keep, in case anyone wondered, I keep trying to get into love, but as the spirit leads. So we got, you know, with New Earth and, you know, really front lines energy, it makes sense. We're not really talking about, you know, Joe or somebody out there. But me personally, I don't mind to talk about love. I love love. You guys know that. So let me see about this person. I also did forget to mention with that Four of Wands, you guys, some of you, this is a twin flame coming in, whether you know them or not. And it's funny because I'm being guided to a twin flame deck. I didn't even know that. Oh wait, are these two? Wait, hold on. That's crazy. Okay, we did get the deck. All right, here we go. Could be some significance. Oh no, wait. Oh wait, no, we're good. Could be some significance to red roses. And as I say that, I'm hearing Barrington Levy. I love that song though. He's like a Jamaican, and the song is like, it's not red, it's black, black roses in my garden. Black, black roses in my garden. I love that song. I should listen to that today. That's one to bump. Bump, 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 bump. All right. Ooh, I got you. I'm a vibe on that one. Maybe somebody's Jamaican here though too. Maybe somebody's Jamaican you crazy. No, he's not. All right. So for some of you resonating with, yeah, that's my twin flame, and yeah, I know them. This person saying, if I knew then, this is somebody's truth because my nose just, nothing happened. There's no freaking candle lit, right? There's no scent going on. And even as I say this, I'm feeling that freaking feeling. My goodness. All right. So this person's saying, being apart has been life-changing for me. If I knew then what I know now, I would have made different choices. I can't handle your words right now. So it seems like whoever that is, right, probably not communication tomorrow, but like soon. They're saying something is still missing for me, and I'm trying to figure out what that is, but they're saying you're an angel and no one compares to you. All right. So, you know what? Don't settle for crumbs. If you know, like, you know, okay, I don't want to put any of my own ish in here, but if you know that in order to, how do I want to say this? It's like there's a heavy theme about like basically don't settle for crumbs, like don't choose that one. That's not, you know, that one's not your one. And if you know that you are of a mind where twin flame or not, you're not sitting on a shelf or in a box or under a rock for anyone, just because they're your twin flame, and still you've been met with obstacles in order to even try to like get a date kind of thing. You just have to surrender to that flow state, as rocky and scary AF as that may seem, because what you don't want to do, guys, is get stubborn in the wrong kind of stuff and then create even more obstacles and stagnancy regarding anything, inclusive of your twin flame contract. I don't even want to say relationship at this point. Um, and I know it can be, you know, frustrating and seem unfair, right? And I still sit here and I say don't wait for anyone, you know. Try again to some degree, unless and until it is becoming detrimental, like for instance um I'm like, do I want to say that? Okay. There can, I'll just say it generically. You know, if you find yourself, it's like, okay, so and so's coming over in like 20 minutes, and then something, you know, is deterring in between that 20-minute clip of a timeline, you know, pay attention, because what you don't want to do is be the one on the back end, you know, hindsight's 2020. You don't want to find out you were the one that kept kind of running your own self into the brick wall. Now again, I'm not saying to wait for anyone. All I'm saying is, you know, live your highest vibrational timeline, do what pleases you, what makes you happy. And all of that should never be to your own detriment. Okay. So if things are occurring and you'd like some more clarification on why they're occurring in spite of your twin flame being like seemingly non-existent in your world, book a session. Okay. You guys, my readings are so open, it's not funny. So there's that. So if you're waiting in the line for somewhere else, you might want to come on over here, all right, and actually get a reading, yes, but it definitely is inclusive of many of my other giftings as well. Okay, I'm not here just with the cards, to be clear. Okay, so there's that. But let me get to you know what? I want to see. No, that's not it. Because not everybody's here for a twin flame. Like, let's get to the new, right? As I pull another twin flame deck. That's so funny. All right, let's hit up the Andromeda skies to see what's what with the others that are not part and parcel of a twin flame journey. And then I'm going to ring the bell. All right. Hopefully this is resonating for someone. We've covered a lot today, you guys. My goodness. My whole table's covered here. All right. So, oh my goodness. So we have another somebody here. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to get to the new. We got another somebody here, okay, that's saying there was someone interfering in our relationship. Can we start over? I find you incredibly attractive. I gave in to temptation, and I am so sorry. Hold on one second. Let me just be clear, because I... All right, let me see. Oh, yeah, okay. So here's what's going on. Oh my God, Spirit just outed them, bruh. So I'm reading this and I'm like, wait, is this the mofo you're supposed, like somebody's supposed to be walking away from, closing the cycle up because, you know, freaking Seven of Swords and ish? And it's like, yep, this is the truthiest truth kind of answer of yes you can ever get. Archangel Michael for the win, all right? And here's the freaking cup that we talked about. It's like, is the cupping like all like that, or is it just kind of like a mid type of thing? Is it broken glass, right? And now, yeah, because I'm channeling broken glass. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me see. Broken glass. Ooh. Broken glass lyrics. Yeah, is that it? So I'm channeling Walking on Broken Glass by Annie Lennox. It's a song from 1992. It says, "You are the sweetest thing that I ever knew, but I don't care for sugar, honey, if I can't have you. Since you've abandoned me, my whole life has crashed. Won't you pick up the pieces, because it feels just like I'm walking on broken glass." So this could have been a really first of all, Annie Lennox could be like a significant icon or singer for you. Somebody could look like Annie Lennox. Doesn't have to be the case. But really, this could have been an emotional situation where suffering was on both sides, right? But this person just is still holding on. And still, you're supposed to be closing out this cycle. All right. Some of you with this glow up energy, you could even be having fame. Okay. And you know what? This emperor may know it. And in spite of that, instead of this Three of Cups talking about celebratory, it's talking about other options. Like it's still that Seven of Swords ick. All right. We're not doing that. So I'm not getting into that. Let's see who this new person could be. All right. And get you out of here. How about that? All right. So somebody could be a construction worker that comes to you. Like we're trying to figure out like who's, you know, who's this person, the new. All right. They could be one to notoriously utilize the snooze button. Doesn't have to be the case. All right. Just getting some archetypes. See, there's some significance to the short hair, pale pallor. All right, in the face. Could be some significance to a red lip. Okay, whether guy, girl, what have you. And you know, you got some of those. Oh my gosh, some of those beautiful men out there. They do have like a. It's almost like unnatural, but it's like it's definitely like you know. I'm not unmindful that guys wear lipstick. I'm just saying like who I'm referencing is like somebody where it's like it looks like you've got lipstick on, but it's like literally your natural hue, and it's so like it's just it gives like an awestruck vibes. Like you're like, oh my god, I'm like, why do you like that? Like, who made you like that? Right, kind of thing. Somebody coming to you could be average height. Okay, so nobody like super tall. It could have a scar, even if not about the face. I feel like what else of it though? Somebody's name could be Aiden, Joel, Bryant, You may feel like this person is a miracle, okay? A miracle that they found you or you them. We've got Micah, Kevin. We've got Adam. We've got Pearl. Somebody could live in Jersey, or that could be their name. We've got Bea, Kelsey, Deborah, Angela, Tiffany, Marta, okay? Whether that's you or them. There could be some significance to the state of Ohio, and or Wisconsin or Iowa. I think we also mentioned Utah today too, but this person could hail from any of those states, or that could be you. Okay, I'm being guided to this deck. We're gonna get names, folks. We're just gonna get names and call it a day. All right. And again, to be clear, I'm intending, I mean, anything could come out, right? And you know what you got going on, but I'm intending for those that are like, well, I have no idea who it would be, and I don't know this person coming to me, right? We're going to get some names. Silas, if I didn't already say. Imani, Stuart, Bart, Sheila, Evelyn. I'm hearing Jackson or Jaxie. We've got, or Jackie, is it Jackie? We've got Willow, Antoine, Ahmed, Natalie, Luca, Benny, Regina. I'm hearing Sam. We've got Heather, Lyle, Dale. There's definitely a Silas. That's so funny because one was spelled with an I and one was spelled with a Y. There could be some significance to this person even having a name, irregardless of the name, that is not spelled in the ordinary course. All right, so like Sarah and Sarah come to mind. It's like, oh, do you got that H? Diva, Finn, Ken, Mike, Tuck or Turk, Xander, Ben, Russell. Ah! What the heck? Tower moment. Alex, Mickey, Ramos. That could be somebody's last name even. Murphy, Jaron. We've got Martin, D'Angelo, Carson, Chip, Gerard, Vontae, Vinny, Ted, Fred. Yeah, I said Jackson already. Barry, Pitt. I'm hearing Laney. Ivan, Ian, JT, Parker, Donald, Cedric, Chris, Dion, Kirk, Duke, Blake, Max, Darcy. All right, last card is Baxter, Lee, Jared, Mohammed, Raul, and Simon. Phil, Ricky, Daryl, if I didn't already say that, and Greg at the bottom of the deck. All right. Last call, folks. If you're still with me, I really appreciate you, and I really hope you got something out of that. The bell has rung. This is the final time. All right, we've been at this for a while now, so definitely looking forward to getting you guys off and started into your next aspect of your experiences for the day. And gosh, I hope they are just as high vibrational as it's been being with you all. All right. So if you have a question, not saying you should, right? But if you do, and you know the live stream rules, you can go on ahead if you're still eligible to do so. And I feel like we didn't even do any questions yet today, so you should be. All right, pop in those questions, you guys, and let's get to your cards. Thank you for those that maybe don't have a question and you're going to exit left kind of thing. I really appreciate you guys, and much love and light. I hope that you do enjoy your independence this day as well as any day. All right. And please keep that freedom focus, all right, in your forward focus so that you remain progressively on your path. Okay. Much love and light, you guys. Oh, you know what? Spirit thing, you know what? I forgot. I do have a postcard message for you all. And I think on the other side of uh, reading the cards, I will read that to you just to give a final closeout for today's session. Definitely don't want to leave out the postcard message. I was so excited to get to the love aspect. I was like, let's do this until we got to the karmic energy. I'm like, listen, what you don't need to do, karmic energy, is stick around. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Hold on, collector. I just want to be sure I have not misplaced a card from the deck I'm trying to use for you all. Because that would be weird. No, I think we're good. We're good. We're Gucci. Okay. All right, so let me not go down that rabbit hole. All right, eat me. All right, cat goddess. I see you. Okay. Right. Who has the time for dumbish? That's true. All right, let's see. Let's see, cat goddess. Will this be a good month for your loved ones and you? Oh, man, that flipped over immediately. And it's giving yes, queen. All right. So, whatever aspects of disappointment, right? Because I'm looking at the Eight of Cups. Oh my God, looking at the Eight of Cups at the bottom. And when I tried to pull it up towards the camera, it exposed the tower. Okay, so I get you've been through a lot, but it's giving the worst of it is over now. And it's like, not to be rude, but this is what the channeling is kind of giving energetically. But did you die? Like, and not in the sense of like trying to be like callous towards you, but in the sense of celebrating your win, celebrating the fact that you and your loved ones clearly are the epitome of walking miracles, right? Especially if you go back and look at some of the previous tower moments, not to be rude, but it came out in the cards. And so please utilize whatever strength is necessary to continue on healing, okay? Because you are supported and you are protected as well as your loved ones. All right. Congratulations for not giving up and getting on through. That's how you win, you guys. Love and light, cat goddess. All right, let's see here. Eat me. Will the burn wound? Oh my, look, point over here. Ooh. All right, so Amy, what's going on is this is not as simple as a yes no, right? We've got both here. This is kind of the epitome of what's going on, referable to, swords speak to like the mental space, like, how you are utilizing your energies there, and or what energies you are allowing to rock there. And does this look like anything fun? It's not fun there, eat me, right? And so what's going on is, if you, again, this is the same exact message that came through. It feels like referable to, I think it was the bite, the puncture wound. Okay. It's giving, if you believe that it's going to be like that bad, then you're going to see evidence of that because you're powerful enough to assist in the creation of that. If you believe that you are protected by divine forces and you essentially are unstoppable and unfuckable in spite of any burn, in spite of any puncture wound, right? You're not going to see evidence of that first in your life or on your finger, okay? So it's giving, walk away from whatever normal programming you had up there in the mental space about such things, so that firstly, okay, you overcome them, and also firstly, they don't continue to happen, okay? And so that you're making room for the divine breakthrough assistance that very much has your name stamped and attached to it and is looking to be ushered into you, as long as you make room for it in your mental space, your heart space, your auric field, right? As long as you believe, as long as you get stubborn in your faith about divine forces protecting you, it's giving, so what of it? Because whatever kind of sacrifice, whatever kind of pain you felt, experienced, you know, and overcome, it's going to be well worth it. And that was part and parcel of essentially today's entire message. All right, so you guys get these messages in, please rewind them, listen again, listen with intent, take them clips at a time. I know I'm on here for like 5 freaking hours, I get it, right? But I'm here doing my part to give you what you are supposed to be essentially taking and running with, unless you desire not to. And as long as you, you know, work against your intuition, you're going to live like you've worked against your intuition. And nobody wants that. So please balance that out and accept, you know, the guidance that is being afforded unto you, but also go on ahead and get your own. Okay, you've got to tap in, you've got to put your prayers and petitions out there. You know, I mean, if you would have sat with your guides and said, okay, you know, is this going to permanently scar, and they gave you an answer, then you've got to trust that. Okay, and I'm saying that not for Eat Me solely. I'm saying that for anyone who can make sense of, you know, well, I got my own answer, and I want to turn around and I want to ask the tarot reader, you know, about my answer, as if I didn't have an answer, as if I can't trust an answer. It's very dangerous to walk like that, because next thing you know, you could fall prey to some illusion type energy. And I'm not here for that on my watch, you guys. But I'm also not here just the same for, you know, it's like, okay, what color shirt should I wear today? Red, or, you know, yes or no, red, right? You know, you really are strong enough to walk through, you know, whatever you're being asked to walk through. Ring of fire, okay, check. A storm, okay, check. And still it's giving, just like with Cat Goddess, but did you die? And when you look back, even one time, let alone the amount of millions of times we all can look back, it should empower you to understand that, like, you're supported in this. You're not going to be, you know, having a detrimental living condition if you should choose to not have a detrimental living condition. And if and when you choose to have a detrimental anything condition, right? Living condition, lifestyle condition, you know, you're rocking with negative stinking thoughts, so that would be mental condition, then you're going to live like that. And that would include scarification, I'm sure, you know. So, you know, you're just being asked again. It came back again to the Eight of Cups, to walk away from that restrictive fear-based mentality about some very mundane and everyday life things, because you've got greater things to focus your energy towards, like creating the life you deserve, not wondering about an aspect of your fingerprints, if that makes sense. And that's not me trying to be abrasive or aggressive towards you, Eat Me, or anyone who can make sense of this. The I started today's session, okay, in case you weren't aware, with saying that this is a command, that you guys get this. You're expected to essentially be the spiritual badass that you are at this point. Like, you are expected to honor that, and that you are a divine sacred vessel. And if you can't, then you got to get to the bottom of why not. And that's up to you. The divine can't even at this point force you to do that. And a tarot reader shouldn't even attempt to. Okay, so that's what I have. All right. I don't know if anyone else has any questions, but yeah. So Eat Me. You know what you're saying, babe? You know what you're saying. In spite of you forgetting to keep the band-aid on, right? You're fine. And so, you guys, I'm not even joking right now. Like, take that as tangible evidence of your backing. You guys, one time I was at the gym, I reached into my bag and I was like intentionally gripping up. I forget what I was looking for, but I was confidently grabbing into my freaking what was it? My backpack, I think it was. And I'm like, I just knew that I knew I was just gonna like grip up like anything, right? So it's like I'm like expecting that. But instead what I gripped up was something else, and somehow one of my razors in my bag, the freaking clear thing popped off. So when I gripped up, I grated into my fucking finger and sliced it, and it was a 6 blade. You know, your girl like it smooth, so I just, you know, I had some blades on there, and was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. Like, and you know, I'm like, okay, do I actually have to get stitches? Do I, you know, and it was like, no, just remain calm. Just remain calm. Also, good thing I had to like, good thing I did take heed to that, because if I wouldn't have, I might have actually bled out even more. There was a lot of blood. Like, it was so bad. And I had to ask for help, because I didn't have enough like band-aids or, you know, gauze or whatever that I normally keep just for emergency purposes on me. That's how much blood came out. Okay. And you know, I just knew I better keep a positive mindset about this, because at that point, while I was still at the gym, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't sure if I actually exposed the bone, because the skin's not like super thick on a finger, you know what I mean? And I've done it before washing dishes in my youth. I was washing dishes for my mom, and one of the steak knives cut me open, and but they even then didn't do stitches, they just glued it when I went to the emergency room. But anyways, long story short, right? So, and I never want to see my bone open again. Like, that's not cool. Like, I don't have like a weak stomach, but like when you're just actively like, okay, this flap is open, like it's not a good feeling, right? And so I was like working through that, because again, I was in my youth when that happened. So, you know, maybe aspects of that still at that point needed healing. And I, even then, you guys, this is similar to what I went through just with having to pee the other day at the store. I knew that I must keep positive about this, because if not, a whole myriad of just hell could have broken loose. Okay. And I did. I kept positive. I even, you know, just taught myself to regimentally like change the bandages without really like overly inspecting, just, you know, being grateful. Thank you. I saw my finger. Thank you, everything. And that skin knit right up. It was an unnaturally like fast tracked amount of time that the skin closed up, and that like you wouldn't even, I can't even, you know what's crazy, the incident that I was remarking about when I was a youth and I cut my finger, I still have a small scar from that incident. I can't find any scars from where I'm talking about, like with that actual like other incident. And I really do believe that there is a level of reward for, you know, maintaining positivity. Okay, you can be stubborn in anything. A lot of people are stubborn in being fear filled, in being hate filled. You can be stubborn in being faith filled, but even then, you gotta watch, because you can be rocking with some toxic positivity. I've been there myself too. It's a dance. Try again, collective, right? But you guys utilize the intuition. If you have questions, all right, ask the divine. If you still need clarity, okay, book a session, you guys. I'm here. I mean, I've been on here like almost 2 hours, right? And this is just what you get like when you're not paying. You know what I'm saying? So like imagine, just saying, okay? To be clear. But what I'm not here to do is to allow anybody to just be like, yeah, let me just fear, let me just, you know, downward spiral, and let me just walk around with my crown off kilter. All right? I'm not here for that, you guys. Okay? So we don't do that here. All right? So you guys be positive even when you are separate and apart. I have to put the air quotes on that, because there's no, we're connected, you guys. All right? Keep going. Keep believing, keep growing. Okay, you got this. And in that spirit, I'm being guided to actually close out the session. All right? And I was heavily guided to the get out of, what's it called? No, I'm sorry, it's called Beyond the Self Oracle. I like to call it Get Out of Your Head Oracle. But look around and find some signs, because the universe is speaking to you. Okay. Stay present. That is where life happens. All right. And you are actively co-creating all you want to see there. How would you not be present? That's like saying, you know what? Oh my gosh, I'm going to bang out a painting today. But instead of actually standing at the canvas, I'm gonna drive and, you know, get my shopping done, you know, at the grocery store, this, that, and the third. When I come home, that painting better be about dry. And it's like, how, what? Right? What? You gotta be there to paint it. Right? Same deal with painting the sun into your own sky, as it were, here. Okay? In the sacred space, aka your personal utopia, make it make sense. You got to be present. No one said this whole life was a race. Okay, It's okay to slow down. It's okay to get still. It's okay to make room for the new beginning. It's okay to get out of your own way for the new beginning. It's okay to get out of the divine's way for your new beginning. Okay? You have the power, and you're here to create the life you love, not just simply survive. Okay? The life wherein you thrive. Okay? And, if you believe that, you're gonna live it out. It's the plainest way I can put it, collective. Okay? Your life is so special. Treat it with loving care. You are so loved, you guys, right? You are so loved, and they make cards about it. Bet on yourselves, okay? Take the chance. Reach your dreams. You will if you bet on yourselves and take the chance, okay? Because you've got this. Check in with your body. Release any tension you're carrying, right? What has your inner voice been asking of you, collective? Okay, because that's another card talking about, the voice within. Okay, don't ignore it. Instead, listen and act accordingly. All right. Okay, so we made it through. Let me just triple check to make sure I haven't skipped over anybody's love light if they would, anybody's question. All right. I appreciate those that came on and participated. I appreciate your patience in the matter. I do see a lot more came on than what stayed around, so I will be mindful of that as well. I know we've all got different schedules and things, but you guys, there are going to be some changes. I think it's just high time that there are some changes so that we ensure that when we come together, we're coming together in the purest light form possible, in the purest aspect of purity possible. And to be clear, I'm not saying, I'm expecting perfection and only those that exist as perfection to be part and parcel of what we do here. Excuse me, but perfection really isn't a thing in this realm, at least, okay, to be clear, right? And this is why we talk about things like the veil. I mean, how perfect is the veil? Right? Just saying, okay? So your postcard to close out your session, dearest collective, and this is for each and every one of those wholeheartedly attached to the collective, okay, in spirit and in truth, as well as via subscription, okay, obviously, duh, right? We're a chatty bunch over here, always talking about how to support you in your life's journey. We communicate to you through the language of oracles, dreams, signs, metaphors, and omens, okay? In your life on earth, however, clarity in your communication is essential to being understood. You don't speak in symbols, and if you did, you would definitely confuse things. Right now, you're facing a situation in which you're being asked to have integrity, be clear, and learn how to ask for your needs to be met. The first step is to admit out loud that you have needs. The second, ask out loud for them to be met. And the third is to allow the other person, the other organization, or even us, your spiritual guidance team, to answer you. When you follow these steps, you can most definitely expect an answer. In your favor, affirmative. Oh, I was like, what does that say? Affirmative, we say. So affirmative, they're saying yes, big fat yes. Okay. Loving you so very much. See how much you are loved? They make cards about it. Okay. Take the tangible evidence as it comes to you. All right. Pay attention to the signs. The universe is always speaking to you. Okay. Just saying. So, you guys, if you're feeling like you are asked out for any reason, if you're feeling like the divine maybe doesn't even exist at this point, all right, if you're feeling like you are not backed and or supported by divine forces, okay, it could just be your level of perception needs tweaked a bit towards the truth in the matter, all right, and as well, you may want to check your own side of the fence there for any reasoning behind that. Meaning, have you made time to actually speak with your spiritual guidance team? Have you even tried to hear that inner voice within and what it's asking of you. Do you believe you are worthy of being able to receive not only guidance, but communication? All right. You'd have to work on these things. And if you do need some assistance and clarity, and if you do feel led, please book a session. I got you. All right. We will get to your clarity together. All right. Because what I'm not here for is to see any more souls in confusion. I really don't like that spirit. Confusion. Seem to deal with fear. In fact, I loathe them. All right. And so, they have their own purpose, right? But as far as like making them my besties or even an acquaintance, definitely not on my agenda. All right. So hopefully you two can say the same. All right. Much love and light, collective. I do appreciate you guys being here. And for those celebrating Independence Day, happy 4th to you. And either way, from the bottom of my heart to yours, much love and light.